Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Up Close and Personal with Angela on behalf of Aspiring Authors Magazine. I am super excited to share with you guys yet another amazing brown individual that's impacting their community. Of course, you guys know for the last couple of months, we've been sharing some amazing individuals. I want you guys to take this opportunity to share this in your circle of influence. For those that do not know who I am Angela Thomas Smith. I am the founder of AALAC, which is the African American Author Literacy Awareness Campaign. I am also the CEO of Aspiring Authors Magazine, and my whole desire is to bridge the gap between brown authors around the world and to touch on topics that's affecting our brown community that people don't want to talk about. Well, with that being said, I'm going to move out the way and allow my guest to come up, introduce herself, and share just a little bit about her and how we can connect with her with some of the amazing things that she's doing. So let me move. Welcome.
Hello,
How
hello.
are you?
I am well. How are you? I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
I am great. So I always like to start my show out allowing you to share just a little bit about who you are and what you are doing in your community.
Okay, my name is LJ Thomas. I am a publicist, graphic designer, of course, author, and a show creator and host. I recently relocated back to South Carolina from Atlanta after 20 years. And I am looking to do things in the community where I help children who have been um, not necessarily left behind, but who are not reading as well as they should. I don't know any other way to say this other than we're graduating some students who are uh, reading on a level that they should for children and their adults. So I want to impact the children to be able to do that. And I've started an organization called Purely Positive Impacts in order to do that. And that, along with me being a publicist and looking at doing some other things for production, is what I am about doing right now. I have a lot, a lot of stuff.
Look, I just couldn't wait. I had to come back up because like I'm sitting here listening to you and I'm just like that looked like me. Cuz everything that you everything that you're saying like I wouldn't be sitting here right now today if it had not been for those kids in Anderson, South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Summer of 2016, I decided that I wanted to do something to impact those babies because South Carolina, we
Mm,
rank number 50 in education, but we fluctuate between number one and number five in domestic violence, and there's something seriously wrong with that picture.
exactly.
So I said in 2016, I was going to take it upon myself and make a difference in Anderson, South Carolina, because it seemed like nobody else wanted to help those babies. It's
Mm,
because every time I was going to after school programs and summer programs, it's like they had a whole bunch of kids, but none of them was focusing on education. None of
exactly.
them was focusing on, bridging that gap between what they've learned in during the school year and during the summertime, because that's when our babies lose out a lot.
Exactly. They forget about it. So we have to do what we can to stimulate that learning process that's already started during the school year and keep it going through the summer. And that's the kind of thing that I'm interested in doing.
And I listened to you say that a lot of our kids are graduating and not able to read on their levels. You know
Right.
why? Because and a lot of people don't know this, but they stopped structuring, they stopped teaching, they stopped showing our babies how to read in third grade.
They
If
sure
they
did.
don't know how to read by the time they get in third grade,
They
they
won't.
will not know how to read. And
Right.
then they start to suffer in all areas of their life.
Yeah. And see, my philosophy is, and I'm pretty sure it's yours as well, if I can make a lifelong reader, I can make a lifelong learner. And if you're a lifelong learner, then you can educate yourself out of poverty.
That's it.
So that theory, I think, well, it's what I did with my kids, and so I know it works because I've tried it, and my kids are grown now. So I just feel like we should be able to give everybody that opportunity. All these kids in school should have the same opportunity because it's just not fair. Reading is something that is very precious to our community because it was kept from us for such a long time. And the fact that the system has changed and that they're
Right.
now structuring it so that there is no structure, it's like they're trying to push us back. And I got a problem with that. But I think that the I think working with other people to get things done is going to make things happen faster. And I think the more of us that talk about it, the more of us that get behind it, the easier it will be to actually make something happen. If people see it and they don't say anything about it, then nothing ever gets done. It's like the same thing with domestic violence. You mentioned that earlier. The last weekend in October, I did a domestic violence conference, and um, it was called Breaking the Silence. So, like I say, if nobody ever talks about it, then nobody ever does anything about it because it's like it doesn't exist. When that's not the case, it's a pandemic, it's a plague, but people don't think about it like that because nobody talks about it. They just sweep it under the rug, and they're doing the same thing with these kids who can't read. These grown people who are going to college and can barely read on the elementary school level. That's ridiculous.
And that no left behind, that no kid left behind is what's causing it. And you know, I found that when our babies can relate to what they're reading and can see themselves in what they're reading, they tend to do a whole lot better. And it ain't nothing somebody told me. It's something that I observed through working with these babies and seeing them because I would give them books to read, and some of them would come back and they could tell me who was on the cover, who was on the back cover, who was on the front cover, and in between the pages in between, some of them couldn't even tell me. So finally, I started asking, "Why are you not reading? Why everybody else reading and you're not reading? Why you pick up a book you say you read, but you can't even tell me who's the main character? You can't even tell me who's on the front cover." So then they started telling me, oh, I don't want to read about this. I don't want to read about that. I can't relate to that. That don't apply to me. I don't like that. So then I started finding books with kids that look like them
Us.
so that they would see their hair. They
Uh,
would see their features. They would see someone that resembled them doing some of the things that maybe they didn't do, but they saw somebody like them doing it.
exactly.
Then it would encourage them. And
Right.
then everything that those babies told me they wanted to do, if they wanted to be a doctor, you know what? I brought a brown doctor right on in there.
I know that's
They
right.
whatever they told me they wanted to be, I brought someone to that program that could talk to them. I didn't just say, okay, well, we're gonna read about this. We just no, I wanted them to see in person someone that looked just like you that's doing exactly what you want to do so that they can see that it's
Exactly.
possible.
Exactly. And that's a good thing because when you're young like that, you have to see it. You know, for you to really kind of grasp it and get a hold of it, you have to see it. So, um, thank you for doing that. Number one, I wasn't there, but I can imagine because I know what I've done. Um, I even started. I even wrote a children's book. This is hilarious. Okay, with my 4-year-old grandson. He's 10 now, but we started it when he was 4 because he likes to read, but I wanted to do something that children would be able to relate to. So all the scenarios come from him, you know, and I've developed it so that, yeah, it caters to the non-brown people, but I also have an African American edition of the same book because I want to make sure that our brown people get to see what things could be. You know, it's things like what happened at school, dealing with bullying, cleaning up your room, getting a new sibling, all kinds of different little things so that this little character, Leo Learns, can learn and other kids can learn right along with him because he never grows up. He's not going to ever grow up.
No, because we just had this conversation with someone else earlier today. We was talking about learning and how we always have to be a student because this world is ever evolving. So we never stop learning. So you're exactly right. You're always going to be a student, and we should always be open to receive.
Yeah, yeah. That's the kind of thing that my husband teases me all the time because he says, "You're always in school." I'm alive. I have to be. Things change, 2019, we didn't have a pandemic, but 2020, look at all the stuff that we had to learn how to do
Hmm.
just to be able to cope, survive, and so forth and so on. I learned how to edit video over the summer. I, why? Because of the pandemic. I didn't have a choice. So that's something that I'm always going to have. And I feel like I said, if I can create lifelong readers, I'll create lifelong learners, and therefore they'll be able to learn themselves out of poverty. And that's my
Wow.
goal.
Wow. That is amazing. We definitely need another advocate like you here in South Carolina. Definitely with us ranking, I think we've moved up to number 45. We were number 50, but I think we did knock some people down and climb up to 45. I'm just hoping that we can climb up to the top 10,
Um,
because I'm telling you, it's nothing like being at the bottom of that list in education. I want to be. I would like to be number 50 in domestic violence. I would love to be number 50 in that. If
right.
we can just flip those tables, that would be something that would be very amazing here in South Carolina. Of course, I'm a domestic violence advocate as well. I'm a survivor of domestic violence. I was shot point blank range with a sawed off shotgun
Oh,
7 years ago. So it is definitely by the grace of God that I am here, and that is something that I advocate for. I advocate for suicide as well. Have lost some family members right here in South Carolina to suicide. Some students. That's something that is on the rise here in South Carolina too, and sure it's on the rise around the nation, but here in South Carolina, it's definitely something that in the children is
mhm.
what we're having an issue with, and it all stems from bullying.
Yes, from bullying.
Yeah, there's a young lady out of Spartanburg, South Carolina. She does a lot of advocacy work with bullying. She stays before the legislative trying to get things inactive because she had to remove her grandkids from school and homeschool them because they were being bullied.
Wow.
So yeah, we got a lot going on here in South Carolina, but I'm glad that we have
And
people
you,
like you to make a difference because you are doing some amazing stuff. I hear you say you are into TV production, you're
yeah,
into a lot of stuff that people need. Especially with the pandemic and people having to look at a different avenue of being in front of people, and definitely being able to be visual is definitely an outlook. So if you want to share just a little bit about that and how people can connect with you on that, because I'm sure there are a lot of people that would like to connect with you on that end.
okay. I am the creator and host of a show called Purely Positive Show, where we spotlight positive people doing positive things for a positive community. We're seen on YouTube, Facebook, and of course the website Purely Positive Show. But I just got new distribution powered by the XOD network under the Black House channel, and so now we're available to 30 million viewers via iOS, Apple TV, Sony TV, Roku, Fire TV, Android TV, LG TV, Samsung TV, and I think I might be leaving a couple out. But needless to say, we're global now. So if you go to your app store, whether it's Android or Apple, and you download the XOD app, and you can scroll down to Black House channel, we're right there, Purely Positive Show. You can't miss us. We're in our 7th season. We're going to be going into our 8th season January. In January, and we're going to be starting a second show where we will be introducing authors to the world. So, any authors who want to be featured on the show can contact me at purelypositivenetwork@gmail.com. let me know what it is that you have as far as your book is concerned. It has to be published, of course, and we can talk about you being on the show and being interviewed. We are also starting a third show. We are going to be featuring artists. That means people who sing, dance, write, draw, sculpt, paint, tell jokes, whatever your art is, including poetry. You come on the show, we give you a 30-minute interview. In order for you to get on the show, of course, you have to send us a 3 to 5 minute talent video so that we can see what your talent is. We show that to the on the show so people can see what it is that you do and know why it is you're being interviewed. But the good thing is you get to perform your art on the show live. And of course, you get the exposure to 30 million people. Um, I do a little small press release for you, and of course, a graphic, and we share it throughout all of our social media. And of course, you share it throughout all your social media. So it's a win win for everybody. And the name of that show is called Art, Arts, and Mo Arts. Because it's all
Wow.
about.
So you about to start getting a lot of people contacting you, right? So how can they contact you? Because I have about 4,000 followers, and most of the people that follow me are artists,
Yay.
authors, poets, um,
Yay.
entrepreneurs. That's what we do. We network. So
You
and
can.
then I'm on a network that last night we hit 11.5 million, and it's a talk radio show that's aired through Blog Talk Radio.
Uh-huh.
But it's just syndicated
Right.
over so I definitely have people that would love to connect. So how can we connect? I definitely want to be on there.
I will make
I'm just letting you know. I'm all for it.
I will make it easy. Send an email to purelypositivenetwork@gmail.com and we'll go from there. Because I have different emails for each little entity, but I'm not going to go through all of that. I'm just going to make it easy. My company is Purely Positive Network. So send an email to Purely Positive Network and we will go from there. That will make it a whole lot easier. That would be artists, authors, whatever it is that you have. If you want to collaborate, if you need a publicist, because I am a working publicist as well. I am a working freelance graphic designer. I do television production, not only for my show, but we also hire out to do shows for other people. And in addition to that, we are my husband is also a photographer and videographer, so we do editing as well.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Y'all got it all wrapped up. It's good to be able to have a variety of services, a variety of gifts and talents to offer people. So I'm excited. I'm excited that we're close to each other, that we're in the same facility. So we definitely have to connect because there's a lot of work to be done in this area. A lot
There,
of work to be done in this
I'm down
area.
for the work. I am definitely down for the work. I've even started communicating with the South Carolina Film Commission because I have in my head projects for film. I just need to find a script writer and so I can go ahead and get these things rolling. I have a book series that I would like to go ahead and put on in film. It's a lot. It's a
Well,
lot.
there are a couple of people on the platform that help you that does strips. There's a young lady, Andrea. Her name is Andrea M. Harris. She owns a studio. She
Okay.
does short films, documentaries. She helps people turn their books into plays. They do monologues, and then you have Elder Lakia Barnett. That's a part of the platform as well. She does monologues. She does skits. She do all types of anything that has to do with drama and the arts. They do it. I was a part of. I was a cast member for a virtual monologue that she produced. So I they're amazing. So they're out here. There's a couple people
We out here.
that could definitely help you with that. And then there's a young lady in Charlotte. She's a part of She's an ambassador for the North Carolina Festival, and she does a lot with documentaries and a lot with short films and things of that nature. She's on my platform as well, and like I said, she's out of Charlotte. She's originally from New York, but she lives in Charlotte right now.
So
Matter of
glad
fact,
I met you.
she had a movie, I think, a documentary that won something a couple of months ago when they did something, because I seen them on the red carpet, and she's gotten her son into it too, and he did something and he received an award as well.
Look
So it's, yeah, it's people out here that can definitely help you with whatever you need. If you need advice on how to really connect with them, I'm sure she would be one. She's amazing and don't mind helping. No, that's one thing about the people that's on my platform. They don't mind collaborating. They don't mind partnering. They don't mind assisting and helping. And that just makes this world go around so much better.
yes. I'm so glad that I came on. I'm so glad to have met you. I have seen your name. We are actually friends on Facebook, but life gets busy and we don't get to talk. Stuff happens. But I'm so glad I came on tonight. I'm
Well,
so
I'm glad you took the invite and came on and took this opportunity to allow us to get to know a little bit about you, because you are doing some amazing things. And I'm excited. I'm glad to be connected to you. And I look forward to all that you're going to be doing, because I just see amazing things happening. So I'm excited.
likewise, likewise.
Again, I want you, before we leave, I want you to share with the listeners how they can follow you. I know you gave out the Purely Positive website.
Mhm.
How can they connect with you across your social media sites? Are you on Facebook, Instagram?
I'm on Facebook. I have a fan page on Facebook under Purely Positive Show. I have Instagram, Purely Positive Show. I have a LinkedIn. It's LJ Thomas, Purely Positive. Um, I have a profile on Facebook under LJ Thomas, and my Twitter is never mind about Twitter. My Pinterest is author LJ Thomas dash Purely Positive Network.
Okay. Well, it has definitely been amazing talking with you. I'm definitely excited, and I appreciate you for all the amazing things that you're doing to impact your community. So thank you for all your hard work and your dedication.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
I always ask the guests to please share something positive with the listeners before they leave.
Okay. What I normally say is that being positive is a choice. Make it the very best choice that you can, because you can choose to say something positive when someone says something negative to you, and that starts the cycle of positivity. But in addition to that, it's all about your mindset. Think positive, and you'll act positive, and you'll be positive, and that will draw positive energy to you, and your life will be more positive, and you'll have a positive influence on everybody else.
Wow, that is amazing. And it's definitely true. I definitely want to thank you for stopping by and sharing with us on tonight. I pray that your evening is blessed.
Thank you so much. You too.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye bye.
Bye bye. I want to thank you guys for tuning in for another episode of Up Close and Personal with Angela. I hope you take this opportunity to go over and support Miss LJ Thomas and see what all she can offer. She shared with you guys a lot of amazing information and how she can help you guys. So please, please take this opportunity, take a little nugget and go over and get some positivity going in your life. I want to thank you guys again for tuning in to Up Close and Personal with Angela. I hope this have been informative on tonight. So I want you guys to be blessed. Be blessed. Be blessed. Know that I love you and know that there's nothing you can do about it. See you guys later.